it's one thing to get a contract, but I assume it's going to be another thing entirely to both get a contract, both be sitting up there together.
Yeah.
Talk me through it.
Yeah, it's a surreal feeling, man. I've had this dream ever since I was a little kid. And when we got the opportunity to even get on this show, man, now it's here. Fucking won.
When you guys get scheduled on the same show, is there an argument as to who has to fight first, so the guy who fights second doesn't have to worry so much?
No, I thought he was going to be the main event. Then I was pretty surprised when they made me the feature fight, whatever you want to call it. So
let's talk about one at a time. How did you feel your fight went? Obviously, Dana wasn't super impressed with the end of the second round, but you managed to turn it around, something which happens quite rarely in Dana White's mind. Let's talk us through your feelings and how you felt the fight went.
Yeah, I thought he was really strong in the first round. Obviously, I knew coming out he's going to be really athletic. I've seen his fights previously. I knew he's going to be strong. I knew he's going to be good on the stand-up. I didn't expect him to start shooting as soon as he did. So, I mean, those takedowns, he caught me by surprise. They're perfectly timed. But I capitalized on that. In the second round, my corners were telling me it was close. You know, that 3-second stuff, it'll never happen again. I don't want people to think that I quit, because in every fight I've ever been in, I've had, this is my third fight now where it's a finish in the third round. It just goes to show that I'm not a quitter. I'm going to do whatever I can. I don't trust judges. I don't, I was telling myself, this could be a 10-8 round. I heard my corners talking, and I heard Uriah being like, yo, he's out, he's giving up, and Brian saying the same thing, yo, he's giving up, and I could feel that, and that's why I went for the finish over and over and over. I feel like the fight played out exactly how I thought it was going to play out. He's never been finished in his career till now. He's never had a fight where somebody was getting the advantage of him. But that's the difference between me and every single other opponent. I don't quit. I just keep pressing. As the fight wears on, that's one thing Uriah and Brian were talking. This is your round. He's done. You get stronger as the rounds go on, and that's what I proved.
Did you feel the slam in the third round was the beginning of the end for him? Or did you not even notice it until afterwards?
So I heard Uriah yell, he's out, and Mark was like, yo, you got to shut up over there. But because I thought he was out for a second, I heard he's out. I was like, oh, crap, I'm just going to keep hitting him. So I put myself in a dominant position, and then as soon as I realized he wasn't out, I knew he was going to do whatever he could to relax. But every time I hit him, he didn't like that, so he's going to try to work up. And I knew, play that game, get him tired, wear him down, get to side control. But once I'm in side control, I always go for the topside crucifix, star folds, full mount. I'm always nonstop moving. I'm not going to be in one position just to lay and pray. I don't just hold on to people. That's something my brother and we always work on. We are always moving nonstop to get the finish. And so as soon as I knew I had the topside crucifix, the fight was over.
That's a spectacular Dragon Ball Z tattoo, by the way.
I'm glad you enjoy it. I also have another one on the chest. It's the I'm the hope of the universe. Entire quote, Goku versus Frieza.
For you, we didn't even get to see a potential end to a quirky end to the round. You just came out there and you just kind of smashed the guy. Was that the plan? Was that just always get in there and try and finish this as soon as possible?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. That's the whole point of a fight. You go out there to finish it. Don't leave it to the judges. You never know how it's going to go down. And I remember saying in my interview I was going to try to bomb on him and finish him, and I wanted to stick to my word because I know a lot of people that they win by decision. They don't always get that contract on this show, So I wanted to go out there and put a stamp on it. I felt like if I finished him in the first, there's like no denying me. And I stuck to my word, and I did exactly did what I said I was going to do.
Did you know Dana White didn't know you were brothers until
out here? Actually, we took a picture with him. He said he didn't know that until he looked at the paper.
Man, that's hilarious because you'd sort of think, well, if one gets the contract, you have to give both brothers the contract. But if he didn't know, maybe you wouldn't even got that. Not that you needed it.
Yeah, no. I respect that a lot more. I respect that a lot more too. He doesn't have favoritism when it goes into the matchup. The way he saw it as a guy with 3 seconds left in the second round, and we were talking outside about it. He's all, I didn't know. I've never watched any of your past fights. All I have is this piece of paper and who I have in front of me. I didn't know you guys were brothers until he's like, wait, what's this guy doing back out here again? And he's like looking down at the first name, last name, all that stuff. But I respect that kind of promoting. You don't have that sort of favoritism going into it, and that's the best part about it. But my brother and I already knew if we both win with finishes, we're both going to get a contract. There was no denying us today.
This is the last one from me, and it is for both of you. We see a lot of backstories on this show, and everyone's got some history to them, but I have to say that your mutual backstory is probably one of the craziest and saddest I've seen. When you've been through what you guys have been through, is there anything you can really face in an octagon that you can't overcome?
No, not really. I'm not scared at all coming to these fights no more just because of all the bullshit in the past and stuff. My kids' chemo and like cancer and stuff, being homeless, fighting to really survive, it felt like for a while. But nah, I'm so confident in myself and I feel beyond calm going into these fights. It's just a fight, you know? It's not too bad's gonna happen. I feel like life's a lot scarier. Losing people that you love to drugs or even death. Stuff like that scares me, and that it makes this stuff just so easy.
Exactly what he said. I mean, we've lost people. We've lost people in the most brutal of senses. You know, suicide, drugs. We didn't want to get caught up in that. You know, our life story, it's like you said, it's a rough one. The way we saw it growing up our whole entire life, though, it wasn't that bad. We didn't realize how bad it was until we got older. And so, like, whenever we tell people our story, they're just like, how do you get by? How are you not stuck in a ditch doing drugs, selling meth, stuff like that? But at the end of the day, people have choices, and we choose to be winners. That's all it is. We want to be people who are able to give back to our community. You know, my brother's a fantastic father. His son looks up to him, and it's one of the best relationships I've ever seen with anybody. And we surround ourselves with good people. We don't surround ourselves with people who make bad choices. That was something we grew up living home to home. You know, sometimes a week on end, just by ourselves, making sure we're both getting up, ready to go to school. So just having each other in each other's lives that whole entire time, it just made sure that we were always going to do great.
Well, actually, one more thing. Did you say in the video package that the UFC is full of fake-ass people?
Damn right. They're all fake.
Name some.
Colby Covington, Tyrone Woodley, everybody at the 170 division, Conor McGregor. Let's face facts. Everybody puts on a persona nowadays. Yeah, I just name dropped some huge people. I'm a nobody still in this game, but you're all fucking fake.
Hey guys, Jim Greashopper, Cage Side Seat. Congrats. Just to pick up on what one of the questions that he asked you is the second to last one about the adversity that you've overcome, and we heard the story, and you said people have choices, and you made your choices to be fighters, and you choose to keep going. What is it about each of you, if you could take this one at a time, internally that allowed you to overcome those things in your deepest, darkest moments when you could have easily given up and 99% of the people in the world would have, but you didn't?
I've always had this dream of making it. I don't know why. Ever since I was a little kid, I remember watching Pride, and Pride actually is the first organization I wanted to get into. And then the UFC took over, and that's what I wanted to start doing. I don't know why I wanted to start doing it, but that's why. And then you don't really notice it being a kid, man. All the drugs and stuff. You're outside playing with your friends, playing with your family. And then when you get older, realism starts to come into play, and it's a humbling thing. And I mean, it only takes like 5 minutes to go down that path, you know? Just 2 years ago, I didn't know if I was going to be here or not. I was homeless, fucking jobless, living off welfare. And I had a long talk with myself, and I gave myself pretty much like, hey, man, we could do this and start driving right now and try to make it. Or just say, fucking get a job, start trying to support my family. And I didn't want to go out like that. I wanted to go out all the way. I wanted to see if I could make it. I didn't know if I could. So I just started working my ass off, and fuck, I'm here. It's just a dream come true.
I wanted to grow up to do something my whole life. I knew sports was the one way to get out of all that, you know, adversity, all that trouble. You know, just having my brother by my side the whole entire time, different family and friends. It's like he said, man, you're a kid. You don't really understand any of that stuff. You see people smoking, you're like, oh, okay, like that's normal. You're walking down the street, somebody's, you know, fishing out because they just got done shooting up or something. You're, oh, okay, that's normal. People being drunk in front of a store all the time, back on the reservation or over on the coast. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Let's just go play. And in a sense, it kind of seems like people want you to ignore it as a kid, but it's like, as a kid, we didn't ignore it. We understood, hey, that could be us if we don't do something. So growing up wrestling, playing football, doing multiple sports, it kept us out of trouble, made it to where we're always working out, always training, and, you know, just making sure our homework was always taken care of. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to be someone. I didn't want to be someone who was stuck back in the rut Humboldt County is a very beautiful place where we grew up. Fantastic, beautiful place, but there's not a lot there. You pick and choose what you got to do. I made the move out of Humboldt County to go down to Sacramento after one of my best friends passed away, and that was more so of like a, hey, this is a calling. Like, I need to get out of here. There's nothing here. My brother was there, but he was supposed to make the move down too. But like he said, he had his stuff he was dealing with, and I was making sure to be there the best I could for him, just like he's always been there for me. And at the end of the day, we're always going to be by each other's side.
And this fight is nothing compared to your little boy, your nephew. For you guys to be up there right now with the courage and the life that he's living, I see the big smile on your face. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I get to give him a different, completely life than the one that we grew up in, and it feels so, so good. And I can't wait to change everything for him. Everything that I ever wanted as a kid, I get to give it back to him, and it feels awesome, man.
And then the last one for me is, having so many family difficulties growing up, and then you get into a gym and with a team like Alpha Male, which is now your family, right? What is it like to have that kind of a family now, given the fact that you didn't have much of one growing up, that the people take you in, Uriah, and you just become a big part of that group?
So moving down to Alpha Male, it wasn't really different. It just a bigger gym. But, I came from Lost Boys with my brother, and my brother's still over at Lost Boys. And it's that family mentality that you have. You're going to pick and choose who you build with. And at the end of the day, I asked Uriah to be in my corner because, he was one of the most personal people I've met at the gym. There's other people I could have asked, but, on top of that, like, Uriah's a good dude, really good coach, and he realizes when somebody's working hard, he'll focus on them. He's not just going to focus on one person, just like, both Brian Wilson and Brian Blackburn. They're not going to focus on somebody who's not putting in the effort and putting in the work. They're going to focus on someone who's working hard and knows their goal, and that's what my brother and I have. We have goals, we face adversities, and at the end of the day, to all of our family and friends back home, to everyone who's ever supported us, we're so grateful for everything, and we're going to continue to show that by winning our fights and continuing to climb the rankings.
You guys are awesome. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you so
brother.
much.
Just a few quick little silly ones. I know you had mentioned that the possibility of jumping to lightweight is a possibility. Are you guys trying to stay at the same division for a while, or do you really think that lightweight might be a way that you want to go at some point, since you guys are in the same division?
My first 2 fights were at lightweight, and it just kind of got tough that second time. I thought I did everything right, and it was just a scary after call. I ended up winning in the first round and stuff, but the way I felt afterwards, it kind of made me like start being more realistic that I need to bump up and just stay healthy. And then I think this is my 5th fight at 170. I feel awesome, man. But I know I can make 155. I need that help. Maybe go to the Performance Institute and get some testing done and see what I can do. But I probably will stay in 170 for a couple fights and then make my way down. 155, I think I'll excel fast,
And this is could be a fun one. I know you guys have been through your careers a lot, but who gets more nervous for each other when a fight happens? Does anybody get more nervous for their other?
I think we both know that we're going to win when we go into our fights. We don't get scared that I don't ever get nervous for my brother. You guys saw how hyped up I was in the back, but I don't get nervous for him. We just don't get nervous. It's another fight. We used to strap as kids. Like, we'd literally hop off a school bus, wait for 20 minutes because we have to wait for a kid to come down from the top of the hill to catch the bus, and we'd all hop off the bus in the middle of the woods and beat the crap out of each other. We'd just start fighting like Dragon Ball. We'd be like, all right, Dragon Ball Z time, go. And it didn't matter. As soon as someone said go, you're fighting, watch the face, because if we go to school and the teacher's like, yo, what are you doing? But even our school only had 25, 30 kids. So there's 5 of us, and that's already a 6th of the class. And we're just fighting, and we're having a blast with it. We're all running around, beating each other up. But at the end of the day, there is no nerves going into this. That we've faced a lot tougher things in life, and this is just something that's super easy for us. And it's just a blast. It's another way of having fun. I've heard people try to say that, fighting can't be a career. It's an opportunity. Well, why not both? We're having a blast. We're making money doing it. So if you're making money doing something you love, to me, that's not an opportunity. That right there is a career.
And last one, what's great about having brothers in the same sport, the same careers, the support and the push one can get for each other, as well as the friendly rivalry as well. But who between who says they're going to be the champ first? Who's going to be a UFC champ first?
I've already said that if we both have title opportunities, I want it to be on the same card. I mean, why wouldn't ESPN want that? They just got what they wanted tonight. They had two brothers get signed to the UFC, both with finishes. Obviously, his was a lot better than mine, but I'll capitalize next time on that. And no, when we're fighting for titles in the future, I don't think we'd be scared or nervous. Obviously, I want to be in my brother's corner, but with COVID going on right now, we got to take safety precautions. So until then, you know, we'll still fight on the same card. We'll fight on separate cards. But when it comes to title fights, hey, I think that'd be the biggest fight in the history of the UFC.